High above Prestatyn in North Wales is what is left of what was quite a secretive microwave relay site that was involved in a large amount of controversy involving espionage in the not so distant past. Gwynescore Hill is the location of this Type 5C microwave tower, which was originally the site of a 1950s radar facility known as RAF Prestatyn. The site also housed a Royal Observer Corps bunker and is still home to a more modern communications tower. But first, let's take a trip back to the late 1980s to the corner of the British nuclear fuels complex in Capenhurst in Cheshire. Back then, a 13-storey tower that I've covered on this channel before was built. It could have been easily mistaken for part of the BNFL works, but it was built by the Ministry of Defence on a specially purchased piece of land which sat on the exact line of sight between Gwynescore in North Wales and Pale Heights in Cheshire. Gwynescore, which is the focus of this video, and Pale Heights are the locations of two now largely empty British Telecom microwave towers, and between them passed all telephone communications between Ireland and the British mainland. Capenhurst Tower sat between the slowly spreading beams from these two microwave towers. Operated by GCHQ, the tower at Capenhurst was used to intercept and monitor all communications between the Republic, Britain and Europe, and it did this by sitting within the microwave beam between Pale Heights and Gwynescore. From this location, it simply had to record everything that flowed through the atmosphere around it. But you can find the whole story in the Capenhurst video, and I'll link that at the end of this one and below. The tower at Gwynescore was always quite secret and there isn't much information available on the site. However, we do know that it was erected by the British Post Office rigging team headquartered at Carmarthen in the late 1970s. It was based on prefabricated column modules built on a concrete base, which could cater ultimately for a 9-column tower, although only 6 columns were ever built. The foundation block was installed by the contractor responsible for the radio station building, who was supplied with a special template to locate accurately the holding down bolts. Accuracy was vital on a station like this due to the nature of its use. The build was completed by fitting the mounting rails, the aerial mounting itself and the first aerial, a 3.6 metre diameter focal plane bipolar aerial. The waveguide gantry was installed and a rather bulky flexible 4 GHz elliptical waveguide ran from the aerial down the tower and into the building below. Behind the tower is the communications building in its own fenced off compound, which was accessed by an unusually adequate track built by the GPO in the 1950s for the radar station. The completion of the tower at Gwynescore formed the link in the route from Dublin via Holyhead and the rest of the UK microwave network, and it entered service in the mid-1970s. Nowadays, one of the old radar site building is used by Prestatyn Rifle and Gun Club, and the old ROC bunker compound and communications mast still stands in place. The modern mast to the right is home to some PMR and cellular services, as well as Heart FM North Wales on 107.3 and the North West Wales 12D DAB multiplex. The Type 5C tower was home to a large number of microwave dishes until recent years, but now it sits virtually empty as a reminder of Britain's microwave network and espionage activity.